Welcome, everybody, to another action-packed thrill ride. Yeah, oh yeah, just like that. Punches, elbows, fist of fury. That is known as the Geek Dad Report. As always, I am Brian, and
Yes.
lovely man to my one of these sides is my faithful co-host Ryan.
Sorry I looked disheveled tonight. I just actually got out of the shower, so
Oh, it's
I
kind of
need to be
hot.
squeaky clean for this episode.
Well, I took a shower before I did this episode too, so we recorded at night, and my
It's
Clark
almost
Kent,
midnight right now, my time.
my,
So
my Clark Kent job, I sweat a lot, so nobody wants to see a couple sweaty dads on a doing a show,
yeah,
just dirt
do
faced
you
all
see like
over.
you see like the stink lines like coming off you?
We look, what is that, Pigpen? We look like Pigpen on the show. Call it the Dirty Geek Dad Report. Of course, I don't know if that would give it. I don't think that title would give us the intended viewership.
We might get to a very specific demographic of people, and I don't know if we really want
We might
that.
get to a spot that we just don't want to be. The Dirty
Yes.
Geek Dad Report. Yeah, doesn't have the ring to it. No, we are the Geek Dad Report. We are the one show dedicated, formulated, specially created to make sure all you busy people get all the information you need to know and keep your valuable time just that valuable. So, did you know that? Did you remember this time? Last week you didn't
I,
remember.
I didn't forget.
You
I
did
never.
forget. You said you zoned out. I don't. I never zone out.
I don't zone. When do I ever zone out?
What were you talking? I was kind of zoned out. I was
Oh,
sleeping.
oh, I'm gonna open up another screen then. And
You are. Oh, poor Ryan. Poor Ryan. If Ryan's not completely, I'm messing with my computer now. Screw you,
I
performance alert. I don't care what your high CPU says I'm doing here.
I
We'll
will
look.
multitask. Although people could see like on my glasses if I was doing that. So
I just, dude. You know what? I never noticed that. Now I'm not gonna be able to look away. Is that porn? What are you looking at? Hey, it's me. Look at that guy. Look at that guy. Ooh, he's so handsome. All right, yeah. I just talked about myself being handsome. That's
now I
where this is
gotta
going. The Dirty Geek Dad
shift
Report.
my eyes away.
Me trying to kiss my reflection in this
Yes.
computer.
I'm going down on it.
Oh, wow. This is the Dirty Geek Dad Report. Holy crap. As you guys can tell, I don't know if you can tell, it's very late here in Seattle and even later in Utah, so we're a little delirious today. We
I
we
have to
started a
wake
little
up.
late.
I'm doing the Ragnar race tomorrow. So my first leg is 7.7 miles straight up the mountain. So yeah.
Yeah, good luck with that. Don't die. Yeah, for those for those interested in following Ryan running, he actually has another site that he does. It's Deaf, Blind, and Running, I believe.
Yep. That's blind and running at WordPress dot something. I'll put it in the post. If
Yeah.
anybody wants to come check me out. I talk about being deaf, blind, and running. Very self-explanatory. So I think we had a show to do tonight, though, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
How-
Okay, well, we'll go in. Don't die during Ragnar. That's all I ask. I don't want to break in another co-host.
a
And
lot
a
of
friend.
RIP.
All right, so yeah, like you said, we're both a little delirious because it's a little late. We are both dads, and we had lots of dad stuff to do today. So if we start rambling or act crazy, well, now you know why. So
Kids didn't go to bed till 9:30. That's 2.5 hours past our bedtime.
dude, that's like 1 a.m. kid time, man. That's crazy. All right, you got to run tomorrow. I got to go to work tomorrow. Let's talk about the news. You want to talk about the news?
Was there like some kind of big convention this week? Because I wouldn't have known.
Oh well, there was one. We'll talk about the convention in a minute. That was E3.
Uh,
Ryan's teasing a little something we're going to talk about at the end of our news segment.
sorry. Jeez.
Yeah, don't you read the show notes?
I
You know, I waste valuable paper making these things up. So if you guys want to read what we're doing ahead, you can skip ahead. There you go. So quit giving away secrets. You're giving away secrets.
Oh, you know what? I usually look at it from my phone and I left my phone upstairs.
All right, all right. Well, now that you've ruined the surprise, yes, we are going to be talking about E3, a huge gamer conference. I don't know, the annual show and tell for all the giant game
Yes.
corporations. But first, we got to talk about a guy who probably never has to work again if he doesn't want to, but is going to work his ass off, is Chris Pratt and his Jurassic World. It scored
Yes.
huge numbers over the weekend. How huge, you ask? Record-breaking huge.
Yes. There's a reason why at the press screenings they were saying you don't get to bring any guests. You get this amount of people per website or print publication, and yeah, that's it. I mean, from what I heard, it was every screening was just jam packed, and everyone was really excited. And
well, I know the one me and Jason went to was packed, but so if you haven't been keeping up on the news, Jurassic World broke the Avengers single weekend record. I think the Avengers was 207. Jurassic Park scored $208.8 million for a weekend. That is a new record. For the worldwide gross, it was over $500 million. It's the fastest movie to ever reach $500 million in the opening weekend, one weekend. So
one. And what was their budget like?
Oh,
100,
200 million.
Or 200. Or
probably
something.
with promotion and stuff, it was probably 300 million. So they've already made their money back in one weekend. And I mean, I saw the movie. There's still a lot of people really excited to see it. I've talked to a lot of people who couldn't get tickets because they were sold out. So I'm obviously it won't do 200 million this weekend, but I bet you it does north of 100 million again this weekend.
Probably.
So.
It wouldn't surprise me. There's not really too much competition this weekend.
They got the new Pixar movie. That'll do well.
Oh yes, In and Out or Inside Out.
Mm-hmm.
But that's like total opposite spectrum from Jurassic Park.
Oh yeah, no, definitely.
I've already seen it. We saw it 2 weeks ago for a press screening, and it's a great family film. We got check out the reviews that we have on Watch Play Read. Kyle and Caitlin have some really really excellent reviews on it, explaining why it's the family movie people need to take their kids to. So
yeah. No, yeah, I'm actually going to be taking my girls. We're contemplating taking my 2-year-old, so you said to take her, I might give it a whirl. So if you're in the theater with me and I bring my 2-year-old and she hits you in the head with popcorn or Milk Duds, I apologize. My bad. But back to Jurassic World. It's, we talked about it last week on the Geek Dad Report. I gave my review and I said it was going to be great, and I said it was going to make a lot of money. I had no freaking idea it was going to make this much money. I mean, I figured 150, 160 million tops. And I kind of was chit chatting with Kyle and Caitlin, and they were like, "Oh yeah, we're not surprised." I'm like, "BS." Whenever something makes that much money, you have to be surprised. I mean, it's $208 million in one weekend.
I think it's more that it shows that how much people really love the franchise.
Yeah.
And how people really just wanted another good movie out of it, and I think they got it. I still haven't seen it yet, but I'm gonna go see it probably maybe next Tuesday. There's $5 Tuesday for if you go to see movies at the local theater. So.
Well, yeah, no, I'm gonna go see it again. My 6-year-old wants to see it, and my wife wants to see it, but. I actually bought Jurassic Park on Blu-ray. I kind of realized I didn't have it on Blu-ray, so I bought it, and actually I got like a $7.50 coupon on Fandango, so I get to go see it for free again. So I'm pretty excited about that.
Thanks.
So yeah, if you haven't seen Jurassic World, go see it. It's really good. Kind of fun little news. Something since Marvel's Avengers did have the record. Once it was broken, Marvel being the classy company that they are. They tweeted out a congratulations on being the new king, and they made this. They had some of their artists create a pretty cool picture of Chris Pratt riding a dinosaur, with T-Rex holding Thor's hammer, and all the Avengers like with question marks over their head. And anyway, it said congratulations to the new king, especially special congratulations to Chris Pratt, which on face value, it looks like a nice gesture of Disney admitting that they had been beaten by Universal and Jurassic Park. On a much more sly marketing, thing is that Chris Pratt's next movie happens to be Guardians of the Galaxy 2, which is a Marvel movie.
Yeah. Marvel's kind of be like, yeah, and just remember who you really work for.
Yeah. Yeah, congratulations, Universal. You stole our guy for a movie and made a bunch of money.
Yeah.
That's the way I read it, but no, it was pretty cool. I mean, it was all in fun, and it's on Twitter if you guys want to check it out. Just Google it. It's pretty funny little image. Speaking of things, records being broken, Game of Thrones, the final episode of season 5, also known as I don't want to spoil it in
So
case you
a
haven't
lot
seen
of
it.
people say they're going to give up on the show.
Yeah, me. I'm about to give up on the show. If you don't want to know my feelings or Ryan's feelings on it, we did a a special Geek Dad report earlier in the week on the season finale, so it's on the website if you guys want to check it out, want to know our feelings. I'll give you a spoiler alert. I was not happy. I was quite angry. I used foul language to describe my feelings.
I was very calm and collected because I knew Jon Snow died almost a year ago.
Okay, well, spoiler alert. If you didn't know that, Ryan
whatever.
apologizes.
What? Everyone's
Considering
watching.
the internet has literally melted over the last week over Jon Snow dying, yes, I was not happy. So, but anyway, there will be the thing is that there will be 8.1 million people not happy about Jon Snow because that is how many people watched the season finale. That breaks the Game of Thrones, well, HBO's single episode viewing record, which was set by the Game of Thrones season 5 premiere. I think it was at 7.2 or something like that million. So 8 million people tuned in. 8 million people got pissed.
Yep. And there'll probably be just as many people to see the start of season 6.
There will be 10 million people to see if Jon Snow comes back to life.
Yeah, yeah. They're all going to be hoping he comes back to life, pretty much.
That will be... Dude,
It's
I've seen
possible.
so many...
You never know.
You never know. Kit Harington came out and said that he's dead, but there's so many people like linking dots or connecting dots and linking theories, trying to figure out how Jon Snow can come back. And, you know, everyone keeps saying... Well, yeah, he says he won't be in season 6, but maybe they won't even go to the wall for the entire season, so maybe we have to wait. That would be even worse. You have to wait an entire season to see what happens to Jon Snow. I'd rather them just, like, tell us right in episode 1 so you can move on, you know, let the healing start.
But there's nobody at the wall right now that anyone gives a shit about.
But if they don't show anything about the wall... If they don't show anything at the wall for the entire season, people are just going to be speculating like crazy that Jon Snow's coming back. So I don't know. But anyway, that's pretty impressive numbers considering it's a pay cable channel and the most pirated show on television. So, you know.
Well, if HBO made it easier for people to access it, and it wouldn't be so pirated. So
that's true. Well, I think their HBO Now actually, by the time Game of Thrones premieres, season 6 premieres, I believe it'll be accessible to Google Play and everybody else. It'll lose its Apple exclusivity. So, if you haven't watched Game of Thrones, I don't know where you're living. Probably a place that doesn't have cable or internet, but check out the show. I'm sure when they kill off Daenerys and Tyrion, everybody else will quit watching the show.
Oh, I would stop at that point.
Yeah, everybody would. There'd be no one to root for. So another show that's actually hasn't been aired yet, but a show that's getting picked up that I think has potential to be pretty cool on another cable network, Stars, is a new show called American Gods. It was greenlit by Stars. It's a show that I believe HBO was thinking about making. It's based on a book by Neil Gaiman, who did I think it's Gaiman. He did Sandman for DC Vertigo, so he's a really well-known comics writer, and the show is about. It's about all the gods, so like old gods, Norse gods, and you know all the ancient gods you read about, and you know, in Egyptian mythology.
It's something I kind of remember reading a synopsis about the book, and it's like a small god that gives like one human being like, you know, some special abilities or something like that. I can't remember it.
Well, so I was reading up on it earlier. I haven't read the book yet, and it's a book that I wanted to read, but once I heard it was getting done into a show, I figured I'd kind of check the show out first and then maybe read the book. But it follows. So basically, it follows. There's a war brewing between all the old gods and all the new gods. And so one person, like you said, is kind of touched. He's kind of the witness of what's going on, and supposedly he's the linchpin between the war that's going to happen between the two. So, you know, I don't know. It sounds like a really cool concept. I think it might make for a really good TV show if they do it right. I don't know much else about it. But like I said, I'm a big fan of Neil. His Sandman stuff is really good. It's very dark. It's very good. I don't know. We'll see. So, like I said, it's just been greenlit to series, and there's Ryan. Told you we're tired. It's been greenlit to series. Not much else about it. We'll let you guys know more when some stuff comes out. Something I think I'm pretty excited about. I don't know if you're excited about is Hit Girl, a character in the Kick-Ass comics and movies, who's pretty freaking awesome. So she
seen,
has her own comic book. Hmm?
I've only seen the movies. I haven't read the comics.
So I read the first. I read Kick-Ass 2 and Kick-Ass. I haven't read Kick-Ass 3 yet. And I know they did a spin-off Hit Girl. I've been meaning to pick that up, but I haven't read it. So I don't know if this is a prequel, the comic series, whether it was a prequel or happened after the fact. But Matthew Vaughn, the person who directed the first one and helped develop the second one, is actually in the process of developing a Hit Girl movie. It's going to be a prequel. It's going to have Nicolas Cage and Chloe. I can't say her whole name, but yeah, Chloe something hyphenated something. She'll be reprising her role as Hit Girl, but this will take place right before Kick-Ass the movie, so it's supposed to show how Big Daddy and Hit Girl kind of became, Big Daddy and Hit Girl. And I guess the goal behind this whole thing is that they really want to make Kick-Ass 3. They really want to complete the trilogy, but the movie the Kick-Ass 2 didn't kind of underperformed a little bit at the box office. It was actually the most pirated movie of 2013. They believe that was part of the reason why it didn't do so well. Everybody really wants a Kick-Ass 3, so he's kind of hoping that if Hit Girl does well, everyone really liked that character, that it can renew interest in the series, and he can finally finish it out and do the third one. So nothing's concrete yet. I don't even know if they've actually greenlit the movie. It's just kind of in development now. But it's kind of exciting news. A couple little things real quick. Some X-Men news. Gambit, the Gambit movie with Channing Tatum, has finally got a director. Rupert Wyatt is his name, and he is known for the Rise of the Planet of the Apes. So, if you like that movie, so I like that. That was pretty good.
I still gotta see that one. I have it on my DVR, and I just keep forgetting to get to it. I never have like a 2-hour, 3-hour block to myself.
Did you watch the first one, the Franco one?
Yeah, I saw the first one, but I rarely even have time to like do anything.
Yeah,
so
I feel ya.
getting to watch like a full movie by myself. I have like 8 movies on my DVR that I'm just waiting to watch.
Well, it's playing on HBO right now, and since you may have my HBO codes, you could probably watch it on whenever you want to on demand. Yeah, it's a good. I really liked it. It's got a lot of monkey on monkey action, but not in that way, you dirty people. No, it was a good movie. So I mean, that's good news. Whenever whenever somebody is brought in to direct who's done something that's pretty good, it's exciting. So the other little bit of news that also excites me is Gambit will not be appearing in the X-Men Age of Apocalypse movie. So anybody who's skipping that movie makes me happy. So that just that stinks. Hopefully it'll be its own standalone.
He confirmed all this on Reddit this week. So if you go check out the Channing Tatum Reddit AMA, it is freaking hilarious. He talked about his love for like peanut butter and jelly sandwiches with Cheetos stuffed in it, and he answered like all like the random questions and stuff like that, like who would you screw, marry, kill, and stuff like that.
What's funny about Channing?
It's really funny. He was owning it on that.
I feel like he gets a bad rap. I mean, I was never like this huge Channing Tatum fan. I know he's done some bad movies, but like the 21 and 22 Jump Street movie, and like whenever he does interviews,
those are funny. Those are like
they were hilarious.
My wife loved them.
Oh, dude, they were hilarious, man. I loved that. 22 Jump Street was the funniest movie I saw that year. It was hysterical. But he just seems like a good dude. Every time you talk to him, or on interviews and stuff, he just seems like a good dude. So I don't know. I'm excited for Gambit. I think it'll be cool. I'm kind of hoping that Gambit's more in like the Deadpool universe versus like the X-Men universe. I kind of like what they're doing with that, so I don't know. More. I think I'm gonna start a segment called My Weekly X-Men Rants. That usually will probably be centered around Bryan Singer and Age of Apocalypse. So this week in the Brian's X-Men, Brian hates Brian X-Men rant. Bryan Singer released a image on Twitter of him teaching Jean Grey how to shoot a bow and arrow. Here's my rant, because Jean Grey, I know bow and arrows are all the rave nowadays with Hunger Games and everything else, but Jean Grey is the world's most freaking powerful telekinetic, okay? Mm-hmm. In the X-Men universe.
Have the arrow float in front of her and just go.
She could just pick you up in the sky and launch you into space. I mean, because, she needs a bow and arrow. Just like Wolverine needs body armor, and Days of Future Past makes total sense. I mean, the guy can heal from a nuclear bomb being dropped on his head, But, let's give him bulletproof chest piece. Bryan Singer, do me a favor. Read an X-Men comic. Maybe watch the 1982 or 1992 animated series, and then make a movie. So, anyway.
Dude, I have that whole theme song stuck in
Dude,
my
I
head.
love that show. I don't think it's on Blu-ray. When that comes on Blu-ray, I'm buying it and I'm watching it with my kids. I don't care if they don't like it. I'm gonna make them watch the whole thing. So yeah, so that was my weekly rant. Bryan Singer, you suck. All right, so the last bit of fun news here before we move on to our previously, teased E3 stuff. It's a little bit of fun news. So William Shatner, we all know him, we all love him. He is going to be appearing at San Diego Comic-Con this year. That in itself is not a surprise. But what's kind of funny is somebody wrote a Captain James T. Kirk autobiography and a book, and he's going to say about the book about the life and times of Captain James T. Kirk. He will be reading said autobiography as Captain James T. Kirk on a panel.
Yes. Now, you gotta give him credit for, he knows how to work the people that, that are coming to see him.
Mm-hmm.
And just doing something like that, I think it's cool. I would probably, if there was something else going on, I might just kind of go see the other thing, but there's going to be so many people in that audience. It's like, yeah.
If I had my ticket punched to go to San Diego Comic-Con this year, I would totally be standing in line to watch that. I follow William Shatner on Twitter, and he live tweets. He loves all the same shows that we love, and he live tweets throughout all of them. And of course, because it's William Shatner, the actors interact with him, and the directors interact with him, and it's pretty fun. The guy, I love that the guy knows who he is, what he is, and he just fully embraces it and makes it and owns it. So anyway, if you're going to Comic-Con and you want something that's going to be kind of probably fun, there you go, William Shatner reading as Captain James T. Kirk his autobiography. So, before Ryan falls asleep here, let's finish up the news today.
I'm trying to stop yawning.
Oh man, it's all good. You're exhausted. I've always wanted to know if I could do a one-man show. Maybe when you pass out head first, I'll just talk to your head.
If I just slowly start going like this.
I need like a taser. Do you have your phone so I can send you a text so it vibrates and wakes you up?
Oh, I told you my phone's upstairs.
Oh, that's right. I wasn't paying attention. Yeah, I was zoning out. All right, so we'll move on quick. So some E3 news. We won't spend too much time on it. E3 this year was a huge deal. Ryan, I don't think watched any of it, so you're going to listen to me talk a lot for the next 2 minutes. So couple news things real quick. Some of the things that got me excited. South Park, The Stick of Truth, a great RPG, fun game. I think Ryan's playing it right now.
I'm 2 hours into it.
It is way over the top. It is absurd, obscene, but super fun.
It's like an episode, basically, of the
it's like
show.
A 20-hour rated R episode. So they're going to release a new one. It's about superheroes this time and not a fantasy realm. It's called Fractured But Whole. So, take that as you like. They had a small trailer on it. You can YouTube it. It's only about 30 seconds. It has a little bit about it, but it's not much gameplay. It's more just kind of a funny reveal. So that was pretty cool. Some more news. Final Fantasy VII is going to get a remake. Not a re-release, not a better, prettier re-release, but in fact, an entire remake. It's going to be the same story, but it's going to be basically a new game. So
I'm looking forward to that just because I was never the one that owned a PlayStation.
Yeah,
and I didn't get to play Final Fantasy VII when it first came out. So it's like one of the few Final Fantasy games that I actually had to skip and not play. So I would try to. I played a heck out of a remake on that. So
yeah, same here. I played because I had Super Nintendo, and then I went from Super Nintendo to the Nintendo 64, and then from Nintendo 64 to drinking a lot of beer and not playing any games and then I bought an Xbox.
I played Mario Kart.
Mario Kart. Well, I played Final Fantasy 1, 2, 3, the beloved 3. But yeah, I kind of missed all the PlayStation ones because they were PlayStation exclusive and they didn't have them on Nintendo anymore, so I just kind of skipped them. PlayStations were really expensive back in my day. So everyone said this is the one that is the greatest one ever, so I'm really excited to play this. It's going to be released on PlayStation 4 first, but it's not going to be exclusive, so I'm guessing probably a 6-month window or whatever, and then it'll be released on all platforms, so something to look forward to. I think it's next fall is when it's going to come out, so if you don't have a PlayStation 4, you're probably looking at spring 2017 when it comes out, but they did a couple little trailers, and it looks really pretty, so check it out. It's gonna be pretty cool. One more little bit of last news. I mean, there's a lot of things. Obviously, it came out at E3, but if you're an Xbox fan like I am, they're gonna start doing video game backwards compatibility. So basically, all your 360 games are going to start being able to work. Well, not all of them, but a lot of your 360 games are going to be able to start working on your Xbox One. And even more, which is kind of cool, is like you have a 360, but I have an Xbox One. Let's say you picked up Halo 4. Well, I could plug in my Halo 4 copy, my 360 copy, put it in my Xbox One, and we'll be able to play online, even though you don't actually have an Xbox One.
I think that'd be fun. I mean, there's a lot of people like me who are kind of waiting to transition to the next system.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly, I just gotta convince my wife that it's a good enough
Good investment.
family purchase. So we gotta wait for my oldest to get a little bit older. So usually he wants to play more games, but I would play the heck out of Halo 4 with you.
Yeah, oh yeah. I got a stack of 360 games like this. So I mean, I kept them because I figured at one point they would go. Now, it's not supposed to roll out until September, and there's only a list of I think 20 or 30 games that are going to be rolled out first in September. A lot of it has to do with whether the video game themselves, whoever distributed them, is going to allow Xbox to make it backwards compatible. But it's good news. So PlayStation's not doing it. Nintendo Wii isn't doing it. So it's Xbox, Xbox made a lot of missteps when they released the one a few years back, and this is one that should be popular among the gamers. So I know I'm excited about it. So just some cool little news there. I just want to touch base on the last little bit of E3 news and some of the trailers. I won't spend too much time talking about them, but I recommend you guys, if you haven't seen them, go check them out. Some of these trailers were amazing. Well, they were all amazing. Some of them for games that we didn't know were coming out that we do know are coming out now. So the first one was Mass Effect Andromeda. It's going to be a whole new trilogy in the Mass Effect world. It takes place a couple hundred years after the first trilogy of Mass Effects. It looks fantastic. Gears of War 4 got announced, so that it's Gears of War. It's got a new I don't know. New
I heard they're kind of going more back to the horror roots of the Gears of War series.
Yeah, did you see the trailer?
I haven't watched the whole trailer yet. I just saw like bits and pieces when I was in between screaming children.
Yeah.
But I read a little bit about it. But it should be going back to the horror roots of the kind of being a little more scary.
It was about 4 minutes long, and I mean it had the same gameplay as the first one, but it looked more like a Resident Evil game than it looked like a Gears of War game. So yeah, it looked really good. That comes out next year. Gears of War is re-releasing, they're releasing their remastered version of the original games, Gears of War. That actually it's the PC port. So apparently the PC version had like 30 minutes of extra gameplay. So they're taking that one, redoing it, and they're going to be releasing that this fall, I think, on Xbox One. So next year the new Gears. This year you can get the old one. Assassin's Creed Syndicate, just the newest Assassin's Creed game. It takes place in the late 1800s in England. So, I don't know, something a little different. I like Assassin's Creed. I haven't played the last couple, but this one looked good enough that I might actually pick it back up and get back into it. Hitman, they're releasing a new Hitman game, the franchise that no one ever seems to play, but just never really dies. So
yeah, I'm still wondering why that franchise is even still around. So
I don't know. The new trailer looks.
First game, it was all right. I mean, it wasn't like mind blowing anything. It was fun, like going around to garroting people and stuff like that.
Yeah, the new game looks more almost like James Bondish than kind of assassin. But I mean, it looked really cool. So I don't check it out. The Rise of the Tomb Raider, the latest Tomb Raider game's coming out. I'm a big Tomb Raider fan. The last one, I thought they rebooted the entire franchise. I thought it played really well, and this one looks to kind of carry on that, and so kind of keep pushing her towards actually being the Tomb Raider. So it looks pretty. The gameplay looks good. Like I said, the last one was I enjoyed it a lot. So that comes out later this year. First to Xbox One, and then later to the rest of the systems. Halo 5 looks great. They had the first, it's a 6-minute trailer of some of the gameplay. It looks really cool. What actually made me really excited is they had a 2-minute trailer for this new multiplayer mode they have called Warzone. It's 12 on 12 plus you face the Covenant, so it's 12 on 12 plus the
12
AI.
on 12, so 24 people.
24 people plus a couple hundred AI bots, and it looks crazy. Check it out. Star Wars Old Republic released a cool trailer. I don't play PC games, and I never played Old Republic. I've heard mixed things about it, but they have super great trailers. So even if you don't want to play the game, I suggest you're a Star Wars fan, watch the trailer. It's pretty cool. It's like its own little 3-minute mini movie. Star Wars Battlefront, that I am really excited about. I played the last two Battlefronts that were released a long time ago. This is the new one coming on Xbox One, and it looks really, really pretty, and it puts you in all the great Star Wars battles. So,
Is that the one where it's kind of like a real-time strategy, or is it?
no, it's not really a real-time strategy. It's a third-person shooter, but basically they drop you in. I think it's like 20 on 20, so you're gonna have 40 live people plus AI and stuff, and so it's battle objective. You can be the Empire, or you can be the Rebels, and you fight against each other, and you can be a pilot, or you can be a trooper, or kind of whatever you picked. You can. You can sometimes be Jedis. Usually in the old games, when you got enough kill streaks, it allowed you to become a Jedi, and then you could be Luke or Obi-Wan and run out in the battlefield and just massacre people. So, check out. I'm telling you, check out the trailer. You'll like that. It's a game I'm very excited for. And last but not least, Destiny: The Fallen King. It's going to be the latest expansion pack for Destiny. If, people like myself are still playing it. It's I don't know.
How many hours do you got into that game now?
More than I should probably admit. Over 100. Now, it's been out since September, and I play, cool thing about it is you can play an hour here, an hour there, but I've definitely racked up the hours on that. But it's the latest expansion. It comes out in September, I think September 15th. It's big enough that it's going to be on its own disc. You get a whole new subclass and new weapons and, all that typical MMO-type expansion stuff, so that's it. So check out those trailers, or you can find them on YouTube, or go Google E3 and they'll all pop up. But I recommend watching them, and let us know what you're excited for.
Maybe we'll try and put a bunch in the post.
Yeah, we'll try. I'll try and link them at least.
Any guarantees? Because I'm tired.
Well, I'll write up. You're tired. You're gonna go run tomorrow. I'll try and write the post up. I'll try and link them up. If it's not linked on the YouTube post, it'll be linked on our Watch Play Read post. So. And that is it. That is pretty much it for all the E3 news. But that does lead us to our topic of the night that we'll just kind of brush through quickly. It's basically about gaming and being a parent. Can parents really, truly still be gamers?
I think yes and no. I mean, it just depends on what your definition of being a gamer is. I mean, I'll be honest. When I was in college, it was, C's get degrees. And I played a lot of computer games and drink a lot of beer and do all the other dumb college kid stuff. But I mean, I played a lot of games. I always had the new system. I always had all the games that came out. I would try and upgrade my PC whenever I could because I'm a PC master race gamer. And
consoles,
WSAD and a mouse. That's all I need. But yeah, but I mean, it's at least for me. I mean, being a parent kind of changed my perspective. I mean, I pretty much give myself maybe 1-2 nights a week now, and that might be 3 hours or something. Just depends on how late I want to stay up because my kids wake me up at 6:30 every morning, no matter what. So. Because they don't care if Dad went to bed at 2 o'clock in the morning because he was playing, some kind of game. But for me, and a lot of the geek dads that I know, like you and Chris, I mean, we severely cut back on the amount of time that we play. I mean, what do you think?
I think you can be. I mean, I know we just talked about me putting over 100 hours into Destiny, and so. I think you can be, but one thing I've noticed about trying to stay a geek dad a gamer dad, is that you have to give something else up. So if you want a game like, I've had to cut back on some of the shows I watch, or lately for me, it's not even been shows. I haven't watched nearly as many movies as I used to watch because I just don't have time. For 2 hours, I can watch one of the shows I'm trying to get caught up on, and I can play an hour of Halo or an hour of Destiny, and so. That's kind of what I've given up a lot, but I will say that it's easier than ever to play games if you don't have a lot of time, because most games now allow you to save at almost any point, which is a huge thing for me, and that's why I can put in a ton of hours in certain games, because back when we were younger and playing, you had to play for like 2 hours before you got a save point sometimes. So I mean,
if you didn't have a checkpoint, you would pause the game and then put like a steel curtain around your Nintendo so that nobody like unplugged it or hit the power button or anything like that, and hope that when you came back 6 hours later, like your mom didn't turn off the system or the power went out or something like that. I mean,
Yeah,
we didn't have this
power
safe.
outs are the worst. Or like you remember you had to save your game on a cartridge or not even a cartridge like a save card and then you had to carry it around hope nobody stole it or you lose everything. But I mean, but like I said, I think you can successfully. I mean, you can never go back to like it was. I mean, I remember before I had kids, even before I got married. Me and my wife, girlfriend at the time, we would go to her friend's house. She would sit with her with my friends' girlfriends, and they would all drink wine and hang out, and we would play Halo. We'd system link Halo, and we'd get pizza and bring over a couple of cases of beer, and you bring your own TV because you didn't have the internet, so you had to LAN link everything, and
Yeah.
yeah, the landline and so we'd have I think it was four TVs you have hooked up. You'd have 16 guys there, and we'd all play Halo. We'd start at 8, and we'd play till 5 in the morning. I mean, that's,
Yeah.
and do it all again the next night. So, I mean, I definitely can't game like that anymore. It's just, even if I wanted to, I think my sleep habits are so out of whack now with the kids. I don't think I could stay up till 5 in the morning play video games.
Yeah.
But,
And I think that the way we kind of play is a lot different too.
yeah.
Just like if I'm playing something, my kids want to sit on my lap and watch me play, and I can't play, you know, some of like the games where I'm shooting people in the face and play Borderlands or something. I don't let them do that, but my 7-year-old Lincoln, I got him into real time strategy games like Age of Empires, where there's not a lot of blood or anything like that, but you got to build a town and make an army and go take down the other guy's town, and he loves that game.
Have
He's like,
you, have you ever checked out Halo Wars?
no, not
Halo
yet.
Wars is actually done by the same people who did Age of Empire, and it's a real-time
Oh,
strategy game. And if he likes science fiction, I know he's into a lot of like space and stuff. It's really cool. It's kind of a cool introductory way to get him into the Halo universe. It's not
mhm.
overly bloody or anything like that. It's a lot faster paced than some of the Age of Empire games, but yeah, dude, it's a super fun RTS. But yeah, I mean, you bring up playing games with your kids, and that's another way that I can continue to game as a dad. Is like I downloaded Xbox had a sale. I got Legos Marvel Alliance for
Yeah.
like $5, Legos Alliance, and it's super fun. I can play with her. We sit down and we play together. She gets a little frustrated because the Legos sometimes you got to be able to work together and solve problems, but it actually helps because it makes her work together with me, and we solve these little puzzles that they have. And she loves it, man. She looks forward to that, and we play Injustice. She loves
Oh
being Wonder
yeah.
Woman and beating on me.
Yeah, we had the Lego Movie game,
Okay,
and
cool.
it's on Steam, and it shows you how many hours they played. I think they put in like 67 hours
Wow.
between the two of them.
Uh huh.
And Lincoln has beaten the game like 4 times now.
Nice.
And I mean, but the thing is, like he'll beat the game, but he's only beat like where you can try and get all the achievements and unlock like everything. So he
Uh
only
huh.
gets like 25%. But he's like, and I'm like, well, now you can go back and you can play.
They
You
can
can
go back
take
and get all the
Unikitty
stuff.
to like the first level, and do like the special things that she can do, to get the extra. The try and get to close to 100%. Oh no, I'll just start all over. And it's like, no, do all the
Dude,
do all the, you have all the extra stuff that you can do now.
that's the
It's like,
best part of those
"Oh,
Lego
I
games is
just start."
after you beat them, you get to go back with the characters, man. That's the fun part.
Yeah,
You can just
I
dominate everybody.
but I mean, and we got him Minecraft for Christmas, and he goes around and he talks to his friends at school. That's like, I guess Minecraft's like the game now for little kids and stuff. So he built a big huge house, and he built a portal that goes to the Nether, and he made like a whole house for dogs, and like he made a house and he put like all these dogs and stuff in it, and here's my house for ocelots, and he got like 80 like ocelots
That's
that he just
awesome.
like populated the whole thing with. I mean, you you get you can still be a gamer and be a parent. You just kind of have to, things are trying to change a little bit,
Yeah, I
and
think you said.
you
Yeah, I mean,
might end up watching more games than you are playing them.
that's
So
true. Well, so I guess the answer to our question, can you still be a dad, a gamer dad? Yeah, I think the answer is solidly yes. I think you have to change. You have to evolve as a
Yeah,
gamer.
you can't stay like how you used to be.
No, no, not at all. I do have usually my Friday nights though. My gamer tag, everybody on Xbox Live is Jedi Killer 153. If you wanna if you wanna send me an invite, I'm more than happy to play with me. But every Friday night usually is my night because people who are married know what we're talking about. Saturday's my morning to sleep in, so
That's mine is Sunday.
yours is
So
Sunday. So yeah, so so I'll have a few cocktails, adult beverages, and I'll play Halo or Destiny or whatever for 3-4 hours. That's my longest sitting ever during a week. So it's usually on Friday nights, and that's kind of my one time a week, and I can play. So
yeah, that's the way to do it now.
it is. So don't give up gaming. No matter what anybody tells you, if you enjoy gaming, find time for it. It's still a lot of fun. You just have to change how you game.
Don't let it stop you from being a parent because that is obviously more important.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. Don't be afraid to put the controller down when your kid needs you. So,
Yeah.
But it's all about managing. All right, it's all about healthy balances. All I know is my wife plays Candy Crush all day long on her phone, so I should be able to play Halo. So all right, so that's it for our topic. Let's move on to our question and Q&A section. So we got a few. We only got a couple, but we'll read them. They're pretty interesting. So once again, everybody who sent us questions, thank you. We appreciate them. Keep sending them to us, and we'll keep answering them. So the first up tonight, we got oh man, we got a we got a guy named Chris from Utah. He says, "Oh God, this name looks familiar. I don't know."
Yeah.
I don't know. He wants to know when you're going to have that godsend of a man, Exefer Reed, on the show. Wait, isn't he the guy who runs that website that we write for occasionally?
Yeah, he's my he's my business partner with Watch Trade, and you know what, Chris, you are a very good podcaster and excellent with driving a conversation. No.
Yeah, no, you can't ever come on. It shows about fun. You got to ratchet up the fun level, Chris, Exefer, whatever your real name is.
I think Chris would be fun to have. We'll do one episode with Chris on it.
Oh yeah, no. Well,
you guys can listen to him.
To honestly answer your question, Chris, you know damn well that you have a standing invite to come on the show. So
yeah,
we'd be more.
You could have been on any time.
Could have been on any time. I mean, technically, you could just not even let us put the show on the website if you wanted to. So you could always pull that card. No, he can't. Ryan, I got Ryan on my side. Woo! Actually, you know what? Chris keeps telling me he's going to get me a beer. So you know what? You want to come on my show? You got to get us beer.
Yes.
Pretty simple.
Brew us some beer. Next question.
Next question. So we got another Chris from Washington wants to know. Wants to know when Spider-Man will face Carnage in a movie. Never.
Oh, that's a good question. I would like to see Carnage movie, just because the Venom suit. I wasn't the Venom one. What was that? Spider-Man 3.
Mm-hmm.
That had Venom in it. I wasn't too. I don't know. That wasn't what I was kind of hoping for with Venom. So I would like to see a Carnage with kind of like a more modern adaptation of the suit.
I would definitely love to see Carnage. As I was a huge fan of Maximum Carnage, the Spider-Man series back in the 90s, where Carnage basically just went down, Broadway in New York and just murdered everybody he saw. I mean, if you don't know who Carnage is, he's a suicide, he's a homicidal maniac who happened to get basically a little piece of Venom suit jumped onto him, and it turned him into a psycho Venom. Basically, he's red.
Yeah.
He looks like Venom, but he's skinnier.
Worse. Yeah, like a Venom times 20.
Yeah, Venom was always kind of an anti-hero. Carnage is just a straight bad guy. So he would be great in a series. When are we going to see it? If we do see it, it's not going to be for a while. I mean, obviously, Sony and Marvel are they're rebooting Spider-Man right now. They're going to take a younger approach. It's a pretty dark villain. I don't know if they would do that anytime soon. My guesses would be that they would introduce Venom first, and then from Venom you might get a Spawn. I think it's more likely you would get a Venom versus Carnage movie, because if you ever, Sony's always kind of thrown around the idea of doing a solo Venom movie. If you're going to do that, if you're going to have a guy who's kind of a good slash bad guy, you're going to need somebody who's a complete villain who's also really powerful. So my best guess would be you're probably not going to get Carnage in a Spider-Man movie until you get Carnage in a Venom movie. So so hopefully, we all hope it happens, but we'll see. Kyle from Virginia wants to know, now that Jurassic World has been released and everybody on the planet has seen it, what do we think basically he wants to know, well, if you haven't seen it, I won't give away some of the spoilers, but he wants to basically know what's going to happen in the next Jurassic World, because they've already announced that they're going to be doing more of them, and they've made $500 million in one weekend, so we can all assume there will be another 2 or 3 of them. So I will answer this since Ryan hasn't seen the movie. I think
Chris
they're going
Pratt
to move
still
it.
alive?
Yes, Chris Pratt's alive.
Okay.
Spoiler, I guess he said he signed for multiple, so unless he's a Terminator type, yes, he's alive. He at the end of the movie, not anything too spoiler. Some people, I won't say who, they move.
Hold on, I'm gonna turn off my hearing aids, and then you do like a signal.
No, it's nothing too spoiler. They move like they do in some of the other movies. They move some of the dinosaur embryos away in a helicopter, and you don't know what happened. So, my guess is the park is mostly destroyed. I don't think they'll be reopening it. They'll probably, I don't know, they had a military element, so they could take the embryos to a military base and start breeding army dinosaurs? I don't know. Your guess, honestly, Kyle, your guess is as good as mine. The way they definitely left it open-ended so there could be more dinosaurs, but I don't know what they're going to do. Clearly the park has failed miserably like everyone knew it would. Where they go from there, I don't know. All I know is it's going to have Chris Pratt and lots of dinosaurs and probably velociraptors, who are scary as hell. Let's see. All right, and our final question of the night, the gold star question of the night, goes to Einar from Washington. He wants to know, if you have a 50% chance of putting the toilet paper roll on the correct way, how can someone do it wrong 100% of the time?
Because everybody else is a moron.
All right, so let's see if we're on the same page. The toilet paper roll, in my opinion, when you put it on, should always be facing you, rolling this way.
Yeah, so you can get it and it just.
I feel like women, they either stick the roll on top of the empty roll. They don't actually put it on.
Or like mine, she just puts it on the counter and then waits for me to do it.
Yeah. So my wife, I love her to death, but she likes to wait till the roll's completely empty, and then she'll just stack it on top of the roll.
And not take out the thing.
No.
And
she uses the holder as like a countertop, and she just sticks it there. So I don't know, Einar. Most of the people I know don't even put it on the roll. So anybody who's listening, the correct way to put toilet paper on the roll, like I said.
So if you're sitting down, and it rolls like this.
When you pull it, it should come over the top, not underneath. Over.
Yeah.
So hopefully we educated you guys. Thanks again. Like I said, thanks again.
Easier.
Thanks again for the questions. If you have questions, you can always hit me and Ryan up on Twitter at BrianWest53 or at Big Bruiser. Or you can hit us on Watch Play Read, Facebook.
You can, if you want, we'll give you phone numbers and you can text us.
I don't know, it might get kind of strange. Hit me up on Twitter and I'll see if I can trust you.
Yeah.
Give you a number. Or me and Ryan always put up, if you're friends of ours on Facebook, we always throw up some posts early before. That's, give you guys a chance to get your questions. So thanks for your continual participation in our Q&A. So we'll get Ryan. Ryan looks like he's super tired. So let's finish off and put him to bed. So our recommendations, what you should or should not waste your time this week doing, Ryan, as always.
2 days ago on Netflix, I finally gave in to my kids saying, I want to watch that Slug Terror show. And apparently there's 3 seasons of it on Netflix, and I think it's on Disney XD right now. And in 2 days, my kids are already halfway through season 2. Not that I'm a bad parent and I let them watch a whole crap load of the episodes because because I was able to get a whole bunch of housework done while they were doing it. But my kids are completely obsessed with it right now. And I guess there's still merchandise at Toys R Us you can get or something like that. But I mean, it's a decent kids show. They capture these little slug things, and they put it like in their big blaster guns, and they shoot the slugs, and they fly out, and they get really big, and they have different magical powers, and
Oh my god.
yeah, it's fun. It's the group that like the main group, they're all nice, and they want to do the right thing. I don't know, but whatever. Got my kids entertained. I got a crap load of housework done. So
All right. So Slug Terra.
Slug Terra is your current babysitter of the week. If you
Nice.
need something so you can get things done around the house.
Sounds like it fits in nicely with Cartoon Network's kind of acid-fueled cartoon lineup they have now. Um, so my recommendation for the week, I actually have, well, technically it's one recommendation, but I just want to throw a reminder out there. We've already recommended it before, Star Wars Rebels on Disney XD. Season 2 is starting up again this week, so starts on Saturday, I believe 9 a.m. Pacific time on Disney XD. So if you haven't watched Star Wars Rebels, you should be. It's a really good show. Season 1, 13 episodes. They'll probably be running all 13 of them here this week, getting everybody caught
I
up to
think you
season
can catch
2.
them on Netflix too.
And you can catch them on Netflix, so highly recommend that. But no, my recommendation of the week is another show that's returning this week, Last Ship on TNT. Season 1 was last year. It's a lot of fun. It's basically about a worldwide pandemic. A virus is broke out, and there's only so many people surviving. But this show's about the last Navy ship that they know about. They were sent out to go find a cure. The crew didn't know that they were going to get a cure, and so when they finally come back, they realize that everybody's already dead, and well, not everybody, but 75% of the world's gone. So it's a post-apocalyptic. It's pretty cool. It's produced by Michael Bay, but if you don't like Michael Bay, don't let that hold it against you. It's not all slow motion and explosions, but it's a very it's got that kind of fun, authentic military feel that his movies usually do. But it's a really good show. It's got Adam Baldwin from Firefly and Chuck and everything. I know he plays the commander. It's a really fun show. It's very action packed, and me and my wife watch it together, and she's not really an action junkie, so we both really like it. It's actually got some pretty good drama. So my guess is, once again, they'll probably be airing the whole season 1 leading up to the season 2 premiere this Sunday night. I'm not sure exactly what time. Check your local provider, but Last Ship, TNT, watch it. Really good show. If you can't find season 1, record season 2 and then just hit me up on Twitter, and I'll be more than happy to tell you what you missed. So,
Yeah.
So also do one last little bit before we go. So everyone, don't forget to subscribe if you like our show. A lot of people have talked to me that they like the show, but they can't regularly find it. You can always come back. Usually we're here every week on the YouTube channel as a Watch Play Read shows. But the easiest way to do it is just hit that little subscribe button below the show, and you'll get one notification. We don't post a ton of shows, just ours for the most part, and you'll get a notification letting you know that it's time to watch the show.
Yes.
So
It works. I'm tired.
all right, you're tired. So on that note,
Sorry.
ooh.